What is going on, everybody? Rock here, and this is day number 4 in my countdown to the release of Black Ops 2. Glad to have you with me today. Got a game of Black Ops 1 domination for you today, and I had initially slated today to talk about maps once again. I was going to revisit maps and talk a little bit more about the map situation, but whether it's lucky or not, I've got another topic to talk about that's a little more important. And that's because I screwed up. I forgot something. In the previous 26 videos up until today, I talked about the weapons, I talked about perks, talked about the score streaks, but I failed to talk about the actual attachments list. And it was brought to my attention by a viewer, and he's right. It's really important. The attachments are going to be super important in Black Ops 2, and it's going to change the way you make your loadouts, because your attachments are going to take on the responsibilities of many of the past perks that we've used in Call of Duty. So now those are going to be, assigned to the actual attachments themselves, and I think that's better. I really do, because instead of putting some magical spell on your weapon that makes it have steady aim, you're going to actually have an attachment that you put on your weapon to give it steady aim, and that actually makes a lot more common sense. So let's just jump right into this attachment list, shall we? First off, we've got the ACOG sight returning. That's the Advanced Combat Optical Gun Sight, and as always, it's going to give you a slightly bit better zoom on your target at range, but as usual, it's probably going to obscure your vision a lot when you were ADSing down the weapon with an ACOG on. But they've added something new this time around. When you aim down sight with the ACOG, it is actually going to give you a slower ADS time. So that's going to be a huge difference for guys that maybe want to put it on a sniper rifle. You're not going to be able to quick scope quite as fast as you can with a regular sniper rifle scope when you have the ACOG on. So keep that in mind when you're using the ACOG. Next up, we've got the adjustable stock. That's going to allow you to move faster while aiming down the sights of your weapon. So think of it kind of like, Stalker Pro. Stalker in Modern Warfare 3. That is being replaced by adjustable stock. Makes a lot more sense than this magical power that makes you move side to side while aiming down your sights faster. Next up is the Ballistics CPU. This is probably going to be something only available on the sniper rifles, I think. And that's going to reduce your weapon idle sway when you're aiming. Really, really useful for snipers when you're sniping the way sniping is actually supposed to be, which is aiming down your sights constantly. I don't know if it'll affect quick scoping or not, but I can think it can't hurt, right? Next up, we've got the dual band, and that's going to be your night vision scope, but it's also going to be interlaced with a thermal overlay. So not only will you be able to see in darker areas with this scope, your enemy will actually light up in a bright thermal view in the actual viewfinder. So that's going to be another sniper only probably thing. No, I take that back. You know what? It's probably not a sniper only, because we actually used it quite a bit on assault rifles and LMGs, and every once in a while you'd see it on an SMG in Modern Warfare 3, wouldn't you? We'll probably see the dual band on just about everything. Next up is the extended clip, which is going to do exactly what you think it does. It extends the ammo available in your magazine by 50%. Really, really useful for getting those big kill feeds, and going to be super useful on an SMG. Next up is Fast Mag, and that's essentially going to be dual mags from Black Ops 1, and it's going to decrease the time it takes for you to reload your weapon. Every other reload will be faster than normal, and it's going to be 2 magazines taped together, so I'm sure, just like in Black Ops, you'll start out with a little extra ammo than you normally would. Really, really solid attachment choice. Next is FMJs, or Full Metal Jacket ammunition, and that's going to give your bullets thicker penetration through walls, boxes, surfaces like that. And this is a real thing in real life. They're actually full metal jacket ammo, so no more magical perks that give your weapons deep impact. The FMJ is going to be the way to go. Next is the foregrip. That's going to reduce your weapon's recoil. That was really useful on the SMGs like the AK-74U in Black Ops. You saw people using the grip quite often. That is returning. And unfortunately, the next attachment is returning, and we all wish it wouldn't. That is the grenade launcher. Of course, the old noob tube is going to be coming back to shoot grenades. Hopefully it won't be too powerful. I'd expect it to be kind of like the one in Black Ops, and it wasn't too bad. It wasn't as near as bad as the Modern Warfare ones. Next, returning is the hybrid optic. That is the one that allows you to toggle between the red dot sight and a ACOG-like scope. I personally didn't much care for the hybrid scope. It's just not my cup of tea, but some people enjoyed it, and every once in a while you would see it on all kinds of weapons. Next is the iron sights, and this is going to be a sniper-only specific attachment, I believe. That's going to remove your sniper rifle scope and replace it just with iron sights. I think that's going to be a blast for the snipers out there to run around with. Next up is the laser sight, and it's going to work exactly like steady aim perk, and it's going to increase your hip fire accuracy, and I think this is great. Instead of having that magical perk that gives you this increased accuracy, you're going to actually have the attachment that's going to make hip fire more accurate. But as a trade-off to that, your laser sight is going to be visible by other players, so you won't be able to hide as easy. Using the laser sight, you'll see that laser sticking out from around a corner probably as you're running up on somebody using it. So keep that in mind whenever you decide to use the laser sight. Next, we've got the long barrel, and that is going to increase your weapon's range. I see this being extremely useful on SMGs because SMGs are known for not having much range. Throw the long barrel on, and hopefully that will change that. Next, we've got the millimeter scanner, and this is the sight that allows you to actually see enemies through walls up to 25 meters. It actually scans their heat signatures every few seconds and kind of like a little pulse. And we'll just have to kind of wait and see if this is something that's overpowered or not. I have a feeling it's not going to be as big a deal as a lot of people think it is. Next, we've got quick draw. This is going to be a grip that's going to allow you to increase your aiming speed. Going to be real beneficial for running gun type players. Next, we've got rapid fire. That's going to do exactly what you think it would do. That's going to increase your fire rate by 20%. Then we've got the reflex sight, which is going to be a red dot. Just basically the same thing. It's just called the reflex sight. Then we've got another new one in the Call of Duty series, select fire, which is going to be outstanding, I think. It's going to allow you to switch between a burst weapon fire to an automatic weapon fire. So you can take something like I think it's the M8 that's a burst fire, and you can make it full auto, and you can switch back and forth. That's going to be super beneficial. Next up, one of my favorite attachments of all time, the suppressor. It's going to quiet your weapon, reduce your muzzle flash, and prevent you from showing up on enemy radar. Super effective choice. Next up, we've got another new one, the target finder. This is the sight that's going to make your enemies highlighted with red triangles around them. Probably going to be really good for an old guy like myself to help me spot those enemies all on the other side of the map. We'll have to see if it's something that's overpowered or not. And then lastly, we've got the variable zoom scope. That is another sniper rifle only scope. I don't see that being something that's available on other weapons, but hey, you never know, right? There are two more attachments that will be only for secondaries, and that is the tactical knife and the dual wield attachment. That's going to allow you to run like dual pistols, akimbo style. That and the tac knife, they're only going to be available on your pistols. And that's going to do it, guys. That is your attachment list for Black Ops 2. Good thing a helpful viewer reminded me to get that out to you guys. Alright, I will see you guys tomorrow for day number 3. We're almost there. Have a great day, everybody.